What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is just going to be a really quick unboxing review and installation of the Bashsea waste collector that I ordered to pair up with my twisted skimmer. Pretty much been running about a little bit over a month, getting close to 2 months now I think, and I've been using this 1 gallon water jug to pretty much catch the overflow, just because this skimmer does produce a lot of skim mate, even though right now I'm not heavily stocked at all, but I am ghost feeding just to to keep the to keep the cycle going. Or I mean, I'm pretty much done with the cycle, but you know what I mean. I do have some inverts in there and up in the tank, so I'm definitely keeping them fed, so it does produce some skim mate. My nutrients are testing low, so I just, again, the Bashsea skimmer, just say it's a beast and pulls some nasty skim mate. If it's in there, if there's nutrients in the water, it's gonna skim them out. So that's all I could ask out of this thing, and money well spent so far. So anyway, first thing I'm gonna do is unbox it. I'll give you a quick review of what some of the features are, and get it installed. So let's go. So here I pretty much got it unpacked. It is the Bashsea 412 waste collector, which holds up to 3/4 of a gallon of overflow, I guess if you want to call it that. That's what it's meant for. Standard, it's got the O-rings, John gas valve on the top, which same thing that has on the skimmer. So I'm going to be running a 3/8 inch feed line from the skimmer overflow to the waste collector. Same thing as usual for Bashsea products. It's got the key hold top, so obviously this one turns clockwise, and then you got the standard O-ring to get a good seal to keep it from leaking. Yeah, pretty solid construction as usual, what I've come to expect from their products. This is actually what I'm really interested in testing. Here is this little ball in here in the chamber, which pretty much, according to Bashsea, prevents it from overflowing. So the idea behind that being that if it gets to that level, the ball obviously is going to be lighter than the fluid inside and cause it to lift inside that chamber and then plug that hole, which will stop the flow, so it will not overflow over the top here, which is the air valve. Gonna give it a try. I'm gonna probably put it to the test first with just some water and see what happens, and if I see that it does have a tendency, or maybe if I think it may still overflow, but they're claiming that it won't. So my thing is, the question I have is, if the flow stops, then this is no longer going to be a waste collector or an overflow waste collector for the skimmer, which means the cup will keep running in the skimmer and potentially overflow. So again, I'm not really sure, so I'm going to give that a shot. So let me get that set up, fill it up with water, and we'll see what happens. Stay tuned. All right, so overall the test on the overflow is pretty much what I would expect, actually, now that I thought about it. Obviously you saw the test, I was feeding it with the faucet, which obviously was pushing water through the line with some considerable pressure, whereas from the skimmer it's going to be a gravity feed. The skimmer is considered to be taller, so it's going to be kind of gravity fed downward, so it's not going to be force feeding the waste collector. So I think that with the amount of fluid as it starts to rise, the flow was restricted once the little ceramic or plastic ball or bearing, whatever you want to call that, made it to the top. Flow did stop, but because I was pushing water through it from the faucet with some considerable pressure, it was able to make the ball, I guess, kind of cavitate and let water through, and water did come out from the top. But again, I think that's because I'm feeding it force feeding it water. So again, I don't think that'll be an issue with the skimmer because, like I said, it's going to be gravity feed. As part of my normal maintenance routine, I'm pretty much checking the skimmer cup every few days. You know, when I kind of either turn my camera there to kind of keep an eye on the sump, or for the most part, I'm you know, checking up on things daily, as I'm sure you guys are too. You know, making sure water flow and everything is where it should be, or water level, I should say. So I'm not really too concerned with letting it slide and you know, there being kind of overflow. Like I said, it's a trickle. I mean, if you really look at what's overflowing, it's a trickle. So even if this thing were to go crazy, if something were to get introduced into the tank that made the skimmer go crazy, I don't really consider it being a problem because I'd probably catch it. So yeah, so now I'm going to move on to getting the waste collector installed here in the sump, and haven't really figured out where I'm going to put it, so we'll see you in a few. Alright, so the waste collector is installed. I just literally fired up the skimmer. You can kind of see the water level rising as it comes online. The pump that I have using, or the pump that I'm using for the skimmer, kind of ramps up. It takes about 5 seconds to do so, so it kind of gives me some time to get, you know, stuff ready or make sure there's no leaking or anything before it really powers up to what it's set at. So it's kind of a nice feature. It's a J-bow pump. Can't remember which one, but I'll post it in the comments. But it's, you know, that little guy right there puts in work. It's pretty much rated at, I think, at up to 1,400 gallons per hour, and I think the skimmer is rated to do between 800 to 1,200. So it's matched up perfectly. So yeah, you see the skimmer is already churning. It'll start. You should see some skimming start to come over. Just because I did actually clean out the cup since I was actually, you know, setting the waste collector up. So usually when I do that, it kind of goes crazy a little bit. It bubbles over a little bit, but it's actually not doing it today. So that's I guess that's a good thing. I ended up having to use that clear airline tubing. I had purchased a black vinyl tube, and the description on the website said it was 3/8, and it was nowhere near that. So I don't know if it was just a mistake in packaging or their descriptions are full of crap. So I was gonna have to send that back and get the one I want. But for now, this will do. It's not the way I wanted to go, but for now, it's up and running. So yeah, that's the Bashsea 412 waste collector. I'll do a follow-up video probably about a week or so. Once I start seeing some skimming overflow from the cup into the waste collector. If you look at it, it's pretty much the same size as the media chamber. I think they probably use the same tooling. They just redo the plumbing a little bit to make it a waste collector. So I'm okay with that. That's okay by me. So yeah, I've got some other stuff planned. It's just been kind of tied up doing some other stuff. I still got to set up the other media reactor for GFO, and then I'm going to start doing more videos, concentrating more on what my plans are for the tank, what the setup is in the tank. I'll be doing a video on finishing my light rig, get the other light in the middle. Yeah, so that's all work in progress. Yeah, so those are all future videos to come. Plus, like I said, I got to do the cable management and the apex. So yeah, I got my work cut out for me. So hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know if you have any questions. So this is 46 and Reefs signing off. Thanks again. Good night.